This is a little bit of a spontaneous video. I just finished up a walk near my house. There's a beautiful cemetery here that is so beautiful and peaceful. You can hear the birds, you feel the breeze from the Long Island Sound. And as I was on my walk today, I was reflecting on something that just happened. The lesson today from A Course in Miracles is lesson 106. It's let me be still and listen to the truth. I just got off of a call with some clients of mine, a group coaching call where I'm facilitating some work around positive intelligence and what it means to listen to our inner sage, to notice and name the inner saboteurs, the inner judge. This week we were talking about the judge, which is the master saboteur, that voice within our head that constantly feeds us a set of beliefs, that has us constantly scanning the environment saying, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with them? What's wrong with this? And as we went through the session, people had their tea, their coffee, and were just beginning their day. This luminous group of highly intelligent leaders in a highly effective organization started to share some of their specific challenges with that. Like, how do I listen to my inner sage? How do I choose peace? How do I choose that inner voice, that inner guidance that always knows what to do? One example was like while we were in the meeting, right? The organization has carved out this time every Thursday morning for this group of leaders to come together. But in the middle of the meeting, a senior leader sends a Slack in, a message in, saying that there's a urgent meeting that needs to happen with the client at 9:30. And I could just see the tightness and the contraction and him going on and off the screen. And so my question to them was check in was like, how was your PQ practice this week? And he went on about, it's hard, this month is one of the busiest months of his life. And, you know, it's really hard to stay focused to what this 8-week training is offering. And what I offered for him, I invited him, I said, PQ work isn't about taking an hour out of your day to, sit on a yoga mat or to have 45 minutes to go on a walk. If you know this thing is happening, if your manager is inviting you to this urgent meeting, what it means to listen to your inner sage is to practice the pause and just to realize like, okay, my saboteur is active right now. There's a voice in me telling me that I have to do this. If I don't do this, then I'm wrong or I'm bad, right? And that message invites him to feel then guilty, to have negative emotions that are attached to that thought. And so I just invited him in that present moment. I said, brother, what would it look like for you to just take a breath right now? 1 minute, 30 seconds, 3 deep breaths so that you can draw in your energy and make the decision to go into that meeting with calm, clear headed focus in your power and in authority in this right now moment. This world is consistently telling us, making us wrong, these systems, whether they are societies, countries, or organizations, that we should be doing something else, that we're not enough, we're not quick enough, we're not responsive enough, we're not efficient enough. And what it means to take our power back in that moment is to simply practice the pause. As another member of the group started to share, he started to talk about how he was on the move all week, traveling on planes and conferences. And he went in on like, I know I should have been X, Y, or Z. And I just invited him to listen to himself and say, you see how the saboteur does that, that inner critic making you wrong? When what the positive intelligence PQ practice is inviting you to do is to just notice that and name it and say, I see you, and celebrate yourself in the moment for like, wow, I'm making myself wrong. And as a result, I'm having some feelings of guilt and shame. And what the sage is inviting me to do is to just pay attention. I'm sitting at the airport, I'm on the plane, I'm walking through the airport, or I'm sitting at the conference listening to speakers. PQ practice invites you to just use your physical senses for only 10 seconds to pay attention to sounds, the sound of the person voice speaking, to notice your feet walking through the airport, the color of your shoes, the feel of your foot moving, to listen to your suitcase rolling behind you. These sorts of practices that bring our exquisite attention to color, light, sound, symbol, detail, or feeling, or that invite us to just take a breath, all of these with practice, rewires our brain. It gets us out of the automatic thoughts and the feelings that where we're just on autopilot, feeling powerless, feeling at the mercy of the world and what it's offering to us and how it's pulling at us. And so today, I, just like you, just like other leaders, have a lot of meetings today with not a lot of margin. I have a few meetings where maybe there's an hour in between. Some of them, they're 30 minutes. But listening to my inner sage, inviting in PQ practice just says, I have an hour. I am choosing. This is the spiritual principle of choice. I am choosing to not get in the way, right? To name and notice the tightness, the contraction, the anxiousness I'm feeling, to hear these inner voices telling me, you don't have time, you don't have time. What you really need to do is do this, right? Oh, you could use this minute to send off that email. But no, to say, no, I could. I see you, I hear you, I feel you, but I am going to go on a 20-minute walk right around the corner in my neighborhood, nothing fancy, to take a breath, to listen to the birds, to sit down. And lo and behold, I had a few minutes to record a video. I didn't come out today with the expectation that I would do that. But I said, this doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to be highfalutin. It's just a message. And so I ask you, where are those 2 to 5 minutes, 20 if you're lucky, that you can honor your inner sage, that you can support your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit? What we talked about is that loving yourself and leaning into this practice is a radical act. The Course teaches us that there are no neutral thoughts. Thoughts are either real or unreal. Fear is either at play or love is at play. There's right mindedness or wrong mindedness. And the invitation is just for you to say, well, what modality am I in? And will I empower myself enough to choose love? First for myself, then for others, and then ultimately for the world. And so today is lesson 106. I will be still. Let me be still and listen to the truth. And there is only one truth. The truth is true and nothing else is true. The extraction of capitalism, your boss rushing you, treating your workplace like you're an emergency room doctor, this is not the truth. You must know the truth. You must be that light. The choice starts with you. You can't give what you don't have. You have to be willing to receive. And so today is about being still and listening and being willing to receive the wisdom that you already have. But are you listening? Are you still enough to listen? And so that's my invitation today. Will you give yourself 5 minutes to just access your own inner wisdom, to listen for the truth? Because when I paused today to listen for the truth, I went on a mindful meditative walk. And now I just sat to be still. I was able to receive and hear the download. And then I was able to give it to you, to share it, hoping that it'll bring you some peace today. If no one else has told you today, I love you. You got this. All is well. You have the right to choose. That's all. That may be the only thing you feel like you are in control of today is your personal choice. And so, with that, my friends, I say it's spring. Go take a walk, even if it's 5 minutes. That's enough to restore, to replenish, and to reconnect with your higher mind, your inner sage, your God self. That's all I got.